Hi, I'm Kris Oldland. I'm the Editor-in-Chief of Field Service News, and I'm now joined by Scott Montgomerie at the ScopeAR booth. Just catching up on some of the conversations that Scott's been having here. But Scott, first of all, can you tell me a little bit about your place in the market, ScopeAR? The kind of clues in the title there of AR, but tell us exactly what you guys are here and what you're doing.
Yeah, so we've been doing augmented reality for about 6 years now. We focus mainly on heavy industry. We've got a couple of products. One is called Remote AR, which we're promoting here at Field Service. Another one's called WorkLink. So Remote AR is really all about telepresence, so a remote assistance tool using augmented reality. And WorkLink is all about work instructions.
Sure.
So showing 3D models overlaid on top of equipment to describe exactly how to do something with very intuitive instructions.
So AR has obviously been the rapid rising star in field service. Why exactly do you think that is? And what are the real true benefits that a company could take your solution or a similar solution and kind of implement today? And what benefits would they see?
So augmented reality at its core is just a new user interface. It's a way of seeing data implemented in a more contextually relevant way. So if you think of how we as humans interact with our world, it's with our eyes and our hands, not naturally on tablets and with a mouse and stuff like that. So augmented reality is just a really nice way to interact with your world. So I think we're going to see a lot of uptake in the future around that technology. And today we've been really focused over the past 6 years to focus on use cases that are viable now. So with our technology, especially on the remote assistance side, it's a video call, but you've got this augmented reality annotation on top of it that allows you to really effectively communicate the intention from an expert to a technician, and kind of build a collaborative 3D whiteboard on your reality. And I just think we're going to see a lot more innovation in that space in the future, and we happen to be the leaders.
Excellent. One question that comes up a lot with AR is the question around kind of headsets, smart glasses, etc. Is it a case that we need additional hardware, or we're starting to see tools that are kind of utilising just the smartphone, etc. What's your, from an expert point of view and an industry leader point of view, which do you think is going to give field service organisation the most value? Do they kind of need to kind of look at Glass 2.0 or the equivalents, or can a smartphone that's already in use be the right tool?
Yeah, so it really depends on the use case. We really feel that customers should adopt what they have now and then move towards wearables as they become more mature. So, our solutions work on smartphones, tablets, so everything from iOS to Windows to Android tablets, and just using the technology you have today. Like I said, we're trying to make it, we're focused on use cases that are really viable. But there are really great headsets out there, a lot of innovation in the space. Microsoft's got the HoloLens pouring, tons of money into that innovation. ODG, Meta, RealWear. There's a lot of interest in wearables. So a lot of customers really want the hands-free use case, and so they're interested in it. The wearables, I think, still have a ways to go before it's really truly implementable in the field, but we're really close to that. So yeah, to get back to your original question, augmented reality is viable today on phones and tablets in certain limited use cases, but certainly, we're going to see a lot of work in this in the very near future.
We've seen quite a few conversations in the sessions here at Field Service USA around contingent workforce, around even crowd courses and crowd service. I think one company phrased it as. That seems like a real obvious play for augmented reality. If you're using a labour force that aren't your own, getting that knowledge out into the hands of the workforce that are out there and that are available, that can kind of offer that immediacy, seems to be a sensible route to go. Is that something that you're seeing quite an uptake of? The guys coming to you and talking to you at the booth, are they kind of talking to you about kind of how they can utilise it with a contingent workforce, or is it kind of more around how they can get some knowledge out to their own guys?
It's both. I'd say a lot of it is, we just have this tons of field technicians out there. We're seeing major problems with attrition with our workforce. Guys are retiring, bringing in new unskilled labor. They're not familiar with the equipment. And how can we get those guys in the field trained up faster, or not even trained at all, but actually guided in real time by a centralized set of experts, right? And yeah, augmented reality is perfect for that. You're really enhancing the ability to transfer knowledge from an expert to a technician in real time, and having that on-demand knowledge, right?
Sure. one final question really here is there's a few kind of augmented reality providers here at Field Service USA. At the moment, you're all kind of in this position of being standalone kind of products that I guess would integrate quite easily into a wider FSM solution. Do you think that's how the kind of augmented reality kind of products will evolve in field service, or do you think ultimately it'll become something that becomes a standard part of a field service management solution, a bit like mobile? 5 years ago, 10 years ago, your FSM solution was basic scheduling solution. Mm-hmm. Now we see every FSM solution having a mobile element. Do you think augmented reality will eventually become a standard part, or do you think it will remain best of breed?
No, I mean, like I said, augmented reality is an emerging technology. I think that you're going to see that a broad adoption across the board in the next 5 years. Certainly, we're starting out as kind of one of the leaders in augmented reality and want to work with everybody. We're partnered with many of the companies here to bring our solutions. But I can definitely see broad adoption. This technology is just too good and intuitive to stay in a niche environment, and everybody's going to want to invest in this kind of technology.
And sorry, one actual final question. Obviously, it's been a really great couple of days here. It's been, every time I come into the exhibitor area, solutions area, it seems to be a real thriving kind of buzz around the section. What have been the guys that are coming up to your booth? What have they been kind of coming to you and saying, hey, this is the challenge I want you to fix? Yeah,
I mean, it's really that a knowledge management. So, like I said, they've got these technicians out in the field. We're hearing some of these customers have 40% new workforce every year, and they just can't invest in enough training to get these guys up to the knowledge level they need to be effective quickly enough. So you can have your veterans, staying in a centralized location, call center, being on call, to help these guys through it, and that's really the most common use case we're hearing. With baby boomers retiring, a lot of them can't be out in the field and crawling around and fixing things, but you can actually keep them in the workforce. You can stick around longer if they're in a desk job, and that knowledge that they've gained over their entire career in terms of how to fix these things can stay within the company. So it's benefit to the workers, it's benefit to the company, and you can train these new unskilled workers coming into the workforce much quicker on the job. So that's really the most common use case that we're hearing over and over again at the show here.
Perfect. Scott, really good to speak to you. Thanks so much.
Perfect.
Take care.
Thank you.